Built in the 14th century, the hexagonal building behind me is one of the best preserved examples of its type in Europe. But what was it used for? And where am I? Find out in just a moment. Today, our house-hunting duo are turning their backs on all they've ever known in search of a peaceful country life.
Yes, we like it, Nikki. We like it.
We do?
We do.
And things go from good to even better.
Oh, yes.
What do you make of this?
Oh,
Wow.
beautiful.
Today, I'm in Somerset, and this is the Abbot's Kitchen in the grounds of Glastonbury Abbey. Standing 76 feet high, the palatial scale of the kitchen is testament to the immense wealth of the abbey, which, during medieval times, was the richest monastery outside of Westminster. Now, the kitchen featured 4 huge fireplaces, each with a specific purpose, be it baking, boiling, roasting and washing up. And the whole operation would have been staffed by an army of cooks. Visiting royals and dignitaries would be treated to sumptuous meals. And records document that for one such royal visit by Edward III in 1331, a total of £800 was spent hosting him and his entourage. Now, in today's money, that's the equivalent of £350,000. But lavish hospitality isn't all this wonderful county has to offer. The county of Somerset is found in the heart of the West Country and is bordered by Devon and Dorset to the south and Wiltshire to the east. The landscape here is complete with peaks and valleys of browns and greens, giving the appearance of an intricate puzzle bordered by dense hedgerows. The region is home to some 400 villages like Montacute in the southeast of the county, which displays fine examples of local hamstone houses with characterful old tile roofs, leaded windows and roses framing doorways. Somerset also has a great selection of grand architecture, standing proud against a vivid backdrop, including Dunster Castle in the west, perched high on a wooded hill. And Wells Cathedral near the centre of the county dates back to the 12th century and is a superb example of Gothic design with over 300 carved figurines peering out from its exterior. So whether it's culture or nature, bricks or mortar, or flora and fauna, Somerset is definitely a jewel in England's crown. So with all this history and beauty, you would imagine homes here would carry a hefty price tag. Yet, at an average of around £274,000 for a detached house, Somerset is only some £5,000 above the national figure. So it seems this area represents really good value for money, especially when you consider across the border in neighbouring Dorset, you could pay around £50,000 more for an equivalent property. So what exactly are today's buyers after? Well, let's meet them and find out. School nurse assistant Maria and butcher Gary from South London have known each other for 44 years.
We met at school. We were, what, 12?
Yeah.
I think we were 12, first year of high school. And, well, we've known each other all that time. We've been married 38 years.
38 years, yeah.
And in that time, these childhood sweethearts have spent their lives in the same London borough.
We were both born and bred in Croydon. In fact, the same hospital we were born in.
That's right, yes.
So, yeah, we've been here forever.
Family means the world to Maria and Gary. They brought up 4 children in their end of terrace home, and they've got a granddaughter too.
We are a very tight-knit family. We all get on very well.
And we socialise with them all the time.
So after a lifetime in South London and many trips to the green grass of Somerset, Maria and Gary have decided they want to call this West Country county home.
Well, for me, mainly, it's to get out of all the hustle of Croydon, basically. I like the open space and the views. We spent all our lives in Croydon, so it's quite a big move for us.
And their move is going to be a family affair.
We're hoping our daughter is going to be able to join us with the granddaughter and her husband. So yes, it's going to be wonderful.
Gemma's moving with us because she wants a bit of a change as well, and I think her young daughter Madison would have a much better life down the West Country. So to think they're coming down with us, you know, we're over the moon with it.
But Gemma, her husband and Madison aren't the only beloved family members joining them in their move. Their youngest daughter Ashley's coming too, and Gary's 30 koi carp.
The fish is his joy. I mean, it's lovely to watch him go out there and handle them and feed them, and the granddaughter loves them. So yes, they're welcome, they can come with us.
That's right, you don't mind.
It's not just Gary's fish that are going to keep him busy. His butcher's shop's sold, but he wants to carry on selling to local farmers markets when they move.
I'm too young to sort of retire completely, and also I've got to be kept busy. So with my land and my bit of butchery, hopefully I'll carry on working for a few more years.
And with plans in the pipeline to develop a holiday let on site too, Maria and Gary are certainly not going to be twiddling their thumbs. With their house about to go on the market, they're finally cutting ties with their roots and looking to the future.
It's been a long time, hasn't it?
Yeah,
We've had family to look after all the time and things.
Yeah.
Time for us, time to enjoy our lives out there, and we think Somerset's going to be the thing for that.
If we don't do it now, I think we regret it, and we don't want no regrets, so...
The time is now. We
Yes.
have decided.
We have decided.
It's going to happen.
Maria and Gary have fallen in love with the villages, countryside and views of Somerset and are open to calling anywhere in the county home, but would prefer to be not too far west, so they still have good links back into London. I've come to meet them in the county to get to grips with exactly what it is they're looking for. So Gary and Maria, well, welcome to beautiful Somerset.
Thank you.
Tell me, does it feel like home to you when you drive across the border?
It's amazing. We come down very often, and as soon as we hit the Somerset sign on the road, he perks up.
Yes,
and as we
we're
go
here.
back home and we go past it, he starts going down again.
Really? But this move, it's not just about the two of you, is it?
Well, we obviously have to bring our youngest daughter with us, who's just finished her A-levels but hasn't decided what she's going to do with herself. But the eldest daughter and her family have decided they want to join us. So we're now looking for 2 houses on 1 plot. But we also want outbuildings, A, for his cutting room, and B,
And the fish,
for
don't
holiday
we?
lets.
Don't forget the fish.
And we need plenty of land to pop his fish into.
At least 1 acre with uninterrupted views is another big wish list thing.
That is quite a tall order, isn't it?
Very.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about the budget for this huge move. It sounds like we've got the Waltons coming with us, doesn't it?
The maximum budget is 800,000, but if you find somewhere where we need a bit of work doing to it, we don't mind that at all.
Do you think you're being realistic?
We have hopes.
I like that, hopes.
But we're also, if we have the land and we have outbuildings, we're quite happy to convert one into a new house. So
We do have 3 splendid properties to show you. One, of course, is our mystery house. That's going to get you thinking, isn't it? So, looking forward to the next few days?
absolutely.
Come on then, let's get started.
Lovely.
Maria and Gary and their daughter Gemma will be using the proceeds from the sale of both their houses to fund their move. So together they have a pretty generous budget. They're looking for 2 3-bedroom homes on 1 plot, one for them and one for Gemma, her husband and her young daughter Madison. They'd like a good-sized garden with views and outbuildings, one that could be used as a butcher's workspace for Gary, and one that has the potential to be a holiday let. And we mustn't forget Gary's 30 koi carp. Now their youngest children have turned 18, Maria and Gary are looking forward to a change of lifestyle. We'll be showing them 3 quite different houses, but only after they've toured each one will its price be revealed. Their final tour will be around the mystery house, something that at first glance might not be quite what they're looking for, but is sure to offer them a whole array of added extras. We're beginning our house hunt in the middle of Somerset, in the village of Eddington, which is 9 miles west of Glastonbury. Eddington is equipped with a convenience store in its centre. There's also a village hall which holds mother and toddler groups, which could suit Gemma and Madison. The nearby rural village of Catcott, a mile away, has a 17th century pub and also a handsome church dating back to the 13th century. Plus, the area is already a draw for people wishing to spend their holidays here. A good sign for anyone thinking of starting up a holiday let. A 2-minute drive takes us back to the village of Eddington and our first house. So, Gary Maria, how do you fancy stepping back to around 1540?
Oh, Lord.
Wow, 1540.
Well, that's a long way.
It is a long way back.
Incredible.
And it's an awful lot of house to take a tour around. So, shall we get started?
Oh, yes.
OK, we're going to go through the back gate.
Lovely.
The original part of this 16th century house is built from beautiful blue Lias stone, quarried from the very site it's built on. Through the garden, you really get to appreciate this property from a different aspect.
It's lovely.
That is something nice.
Beautiful
Expensive,
stone.
isn't it?
I love the way it's different ups, downs, ins, outs. It's not just a square block. It's beautiful.
We're going straight to the centre of the house, which is thought to have originally been a cowshed. I wanted to bring you into the heart of the home, and you've got this huge reception room here.
And I like the way that it's got timbers, but they're sort of whited out, not heavy and oppressive.
Never seen a period property, have we?
We've never been in,
Never been inside a
not
period
viewed
property.
anything like this before.
Well, there's certainly plenty to view here. And just next to the sitting room is a large kitchen, once a hayloft. You have a very old range here. People in the country, they love their ranges, don't they? This one dates back to about 1940s.
Yes.
What's going through your heads as you look around? First impressions?
Well, personally for me, I'd have to modernise the kitchen. I'd have to put my own mark. I mean, it's a nice space to do that, I think, isn't it?
But so far, so good.
That's what I'd like to hear, and we're only a fraction of the way round this historic home. Just on the other side of the stairway is a rather magnificent dining room.
Wow.
Wow, look at that big fire.
That is your Inglenook fireplace.
It's amazing. It's got some very low beams, so for your head.
And what is that over there then?
Now that is a bacon smoker.
Oh, I can see me legs of pork on there now being smoked. I really can.
Of all the people I could take round this
A
property.
butcher who wants to smoke his own hams. That's the ideal.
On the ground floor, there's also a characterful sitting room, a utility room, a bright study and another spacious reception room leading into a contemporary sunroom. Let's head upstairs.
OK.
The first floor is also brimming with period character. There's a shower room plus a family bathroom. Then at the back of the house, there's a large double bedroom and another at the front with feature beams. There's also a compact single and the master bedroom.
Wow, the height of that ceiling.
And with the master bedroom, you have the luxury of an ensuite.
That's good as well.
That's good. Yeah, lovely.
Well, I still want to show you another part of this property.
OK.
So far, we've seen there's plenty of space for Maria and Gary and 18-year-old Ashley, but we still need to accommodate daughter Gemma and her family. Back downstairs and access through the sitting room or through an outside door is a self-contained annex. On the ground floor, there's a large sitting room which leads around the stairway to the kitchen. There's also a shower room and a study. And through this door
It just keeps going up.
Oh, it just keeps, yeah.
is the annex.
Where's this come from?
This is to the side of our cottage.
Wow.
And then up those stairs, you've got 2 bedrooms and a bathroom.
2 more bedrooms as well?
Wow.
Yeah.
I personally prefer to live in this part and give Gemma that part.
The other
I don't know
side.
about you. I mean, we don't need that much space, do we? I
It's
like the
lovely,
modern
though.
feel of this.
Plenty to think on.
Yeah. So it's not 2 separate properties. The other idea is that you all live in that side and you could actually rent this out separately.
I mean, this, as a holiday let, would be absolutely brilliant.
Well, so far, this cottage is offering Maria and Gary plenty of options. And outside, there's a garage with a loft space above it, which could provide Gary with a perfect butcher's workshop. The house sits in around 1/3 of an acre of land with beautifully landscaped gardens. So you have this wonderful garden, really private, not overlooked by anybody.
Yeah, this is very interesting.
It hasn't quite got
property.
the acreage you were hoping.
No, I haven't got my acreage, and
The house is-
I've got to go on tiptoe to
it's
get my
fantastic.
view, I suppose. But you can't get everything, Nicki, so we've got to compromise on something.
It's going to be difficult, but you've got to put a price on this. How much do you think the cottage is on the market for?
There's so much of it. It's got to be pretty close to the top. I would say 785.
I'd say 750.
A cheeky 750?
A cheeky 750, yeah.
OK. The asking price is £675,000.
Wow, I didn't expect that one. Didn't think it'd be that cheap, actually.
No.
That gives us a lot of scope to put our mark on it as such, wouldn't it?
Do you fancy having a wander around now on your own?
Yeah, very much so.
See you in a minute.
Thank you.
Well, it is an amazing, amazing property, and I cannot get over the asking price. £675,000. Two families could live side by side here in perfect harmony. Well, that's in theory anyway. This bluestone house is on the market at £125,000 under Maria and Gary's top budget, and still has managed to give them more or less everything they've asked for. It has 4 bedrooms in the main part of the property, with a further 2 in a self-contained annex which could be used for daughter Gemma's family or as a holiday let. There's a garage with loft space which could become Gary's butcher's workshop, and although the grounds don't offer quite the space or views they hoped for, they're beautifully laid out with pretty flower beds and a variety of fruit trees, and just enough space to build a pond for Gary's fish.
And another room.
Wow.
How many reception rooms have this got?
So that's a lovely size as well, though,
It's
isn't it?
lovely.
It's a lovely size.
Yes. The house just went everywhere. Lost track of it. It was just so much of it. It's very old, very new. It's everything in one. It's a lovely house.
I like it very much, and I could see perhaps we could even split the house in two, because my daughter likes the older part really, and we prefer the sort of newer part. So I think it could work.
See, I think I've picked the best spot there. And I didn't want to rush you because I know there was an awful lot to get around, but have you seen enough?
I think so, yeah. It's a lovely house. Just keep going on and on, just get our head around it now, really.
So your daughter would like it?
I think she'd like the older part, yeah.
Yeah, good. Well, it's only our first property, so let's hit the road because I've got more to show you.
Lovely.
Retired butcher Gary has had an interest in food production since he first worked in a butcher's shop when he was just 11 years old. And in Somerset's Cheddar Valley, one of England's best-loved foods is produced, and it's not the world-famous cheese. Strawberry growing here dates back to the 1890s, when the old Strawberry Line Railway transported the fruit from hundreds of producers in the area to London and around the country. National Cut saw the line closed in 1965, and now there are just 3 strawberry producers left in Cheddar. Cliff Besley has been growing the juicy red fruit since 1991.
I never knew Cheddar was associated with strawberries.
Well, actually, Cheddar is actually very famous for strawberries, and certainly between the wars, 1930 to 1970, there was well over 400 growers of strawberries in the Cheddar Valley. Every field you would see at the foot of these hills would have been strawberries.
So how long have you been involved in strawberries?
I just started off with a council allotment, and I filled it up with 1,000 strawberry plants, basically make enough money to pay for a holiday. That was the original idea.
All right.
I entered a few competitions. I got first prize on a lot of the strawberries and what have you, because we're a bit fanatical about strawberries over this way.
Cliff's early success gave him the strawberry bug and led him to sell his house and buy this plot, where he now produces around 100,000 punnets of the red berries a year, which he sells at farmers' markets around the county. The Cheddar Valley's microclimate is perfect for growing the fruit and gives it a head start over other counties, as here the fruit is ripe, ready to pick and sell earlier.
To pick them, you literally cup your hands, you just pick it from behind, and you leave about a centimetre of stalk on the back of the strawberry. If you pick them with no stalk on, they literally won't last a day.
So with the stalk on, how long would they last?
To be honest, in the fridge, they could keep for about a week, 7 days.
Ooh,
And when do you pick for selling? Like if you're doing
We
the
always
market?
pick the day before the market. So literally, if you buy at the farmer's market, it's literally picked the day before.
And you get beauties like this?
And you do.
They look
It's a lovely-
delicious. I just can't wait any longer. Actually,
Go for it.
absolutely delicious. Delicious, aren't they?
Wonderful.
Absolutely delicious.
So if we were to grow some at home, could you give us any tips on what to be growing and when?
If you want to grow your own, look for the June bearers. Elegance, Cambridge favourite. There are quite a few varieties which are really simple to grow. You'll plant them in October. You'll get a big crop in June.
From his weekly visits to the local farmers' markets, any produce Cliff doesn't sell is turned into homemade jam. 3,000 jars a year end up at the markets too.
OK, well, we couldn't let you leave without some strawberry jam and scones.
Lovely.
Have a try.
Oh, thank you. Oh,
That looks really good.
Want to join me?
I think I will join you. Oh, that's a...
So what do you think?
Oh, I can certainly taste that strawberry jam. It's beautiful.
If we've got a plot, some of
I
these are
think
going in.
Definitely, we've got to do ours.
We'll be back. Thank you.
For our second visit, we're travelling 12 miles west to the village of Spaxton, which is 5.5 miles west of Bridgewater and just over 4.5 miles away from the larger village of Nether Stowey. Nether Stowey sits in the foothills of the Quantock Hills, England's first designated area of outstanding natural beauty, which would offer Maria and Gary the magnificent views they're in search of. It's an attractive village with a traditional pub named after the famous poem The Ancient Mariner, as the author Samuel Taylor Coleridge lived opposite. An 11-minute drive southeast takes us to the village of Spaxton and our second offering, a vibrant set of buildings arranged against lush green surroundings.
It looks lovely.
Very nice.
Well, as you can see, it is a converted barn, and you've got your outbuildings here that have also been converted. We're not quite sure how old the barn is. It goes back centuries, we know that, but it was actually converted about 12 years ago.
Beautiful. And it looks like there's plenty of space in there.
Well, let's step inside and see what you make of our barn.
OK.
These beautiful redstone barns are just oozing with personality, as Maria and Gary will see as we enter through the back door into the kitchen.
Wow.
Wonderful size.
This is a proper country kitchen, isn't it?
It is.
And it's what I like, the idea of having a kitchen, dining, living area.
First impression
Oh,
is very
very
good.
good.
Well, let's hope it continues as we go through the barn.
Indeed.
So you have dining in the kitchen, but you've also got more formal dining in here.
It's a good size.
Then up a couple of stairs here, you have this huge space. How's that for a reception room?
Wow, that is
Wonderful.
a large reception room, isn't it? We're not really into sort of all these heavy beams, but in here, I think this does work quite well, doesn't it?
On the ground floor, there's also a utility room and a study. Let's see what you make of the bedrooms upstairs. On the first floor, the landing leads to a family bathroom, a single bedroom, a double with an ensuite, and we're heading to the biggest of the 3 bedrooms on this floor, the master.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it's a nice.
That's
nice
quite a good
sized
size.
bedroom, isn't
And
it?
look at the windows, 3 sides.
Also got an ensuite.
Yes.
Where are we going to put everybody else?
I'm sure you have a
Do you think?
secret up your sleeve.
Do you think? All right, well, let's head back downstairs. Gary, you lead the way.
I lead the way.
Because we've got another section to show you. Just above us in the eaves of the property is a 4th bedroom with its own dressing room. And downstairs on the ground floor, there's also another wing to the house. These converted barns are laid out in a C shape, and beyond the study of the main house, there's an annex with its own sitting room, kitchen, 2 bedrooms, a bathroom and a studio. On this section, these outbuildings have been converted and it's been made into a holiday let. That would be the second property, unless you all want to live together in that big house as one big happy family.
Right.
Right, yeah.
Lovely.
I'm thrilled we've managed to find Maria and Gary another property that gives them so many options. And as we enter the annex, we're headed straight for the kitchen.
Very nice.
It's a good-sized
It
kitchen
looks-
for a holiday let.
You've got your own sitting room through there, 2 bedrooms, and then at the end of the hallway, you've got an actual bathroom. So you've got to think about, you know, your daughter and her family and the little girl.
Yes.
That would be the sacrifice. You won't be able to let this out unless you are all prepared to live in the big main house together.
Yeah, that's something to think about,
Yeah.
though, because this is very nice.
There's definitely food for thought here, and outside there's even more to digest. So what you get with this barn, the barn conversion, is land.
Wow.
Yes.
That's nice.
You have a total of 2 acres, including the footprint of the barn.
Yeah.
You've also got a stable block here. That easily could
Yeah.
be converted if you wanted to convert
Yes.
it. So in a way, there's a bit of a quandary, isn't there? Because we've got 2 separate houses for you. We've got the land.
Yeah.
You can run your business. The compromise is whether you're prepared to give up the holiday let or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk money, though, while you're mulling that over, because obviously there's a price to be had for all of this.
Yes.
Who wants to go first? Ah. It's going to be you, Gary.
It is.
Right, well, it is a lot larger than the last property in the land. There's much more land here, so 780 I'd go for.
Right, Maria?
I'm going to go for 750 and hope.
I like the hope bit. OK, well, to put you out of misery, the asking price is £795,000.
795.
Top of budget.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me really, because it is a lovely property.
It is.
You just confused us really.
Well, I was about to say, how do you feel? Oh, are you really confused?
I'm a bit confused.
Yeah.
aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why don't you take another look around and see if you can come to some sort of decision? Yeah?
Right, another
Okay.
think. Thanks, Nikki.
Hopefully it'll give you some clarity. Off you go. Thank you. These beautiful converted redstone barns are at the top end of Maria and Gary's budget and would give them just £5,000 change. But they do get 6 bedrooms in 2 separate living quarters for their money, even though they'd have to decide between home and holiday let with the annex. The extensive land is double what they were hoping for, meaning plenty of room to rehouse 30 koi carp, and with 2 outbuildings, there's somewhere for Gary's butcher's workspace, and there's always the option of gaining planning permission to create another dwelling.
It's a nice little room.
Lovely little workshop, isn't it?
Oh, dream house. If we could divide that into 2, I can't see why we couldn't both live there. I can just see my granddaughter coming across to the door and just knocking, Granny, coming in.
Oh, the holiday let side was really lovely. You know, for a 2-bed holiday let like that, I mean, I could live in there quite easy, I think.
How are you feeling?
Very confused.
Yeah, I bet.
There's lots to think about with this property.
Well, there is, and if you buy this house, you can have your own sheep on your land.
Yes.
There you go. I'm going to leave you with that thought for today.
We'll have to teach him to knit.
We will, so that's it. So we're going to go back because tomorrow I've got one more house to show you.
Right, lovely.
Lovely.
It's the second day of our trip around Somerset to find Maria and Gary from Croydon, South London, 2 properties on the same piece of land for them and their daughter's family. They've got a healthy £800,000 to spend on their dream home, but there's a long list of requirements that comes with it. Coming up, I'll be mixing things up a bit with our mystery house.
Oh my goodness.
Dear, what a room.
And I'll be visiting a very British local business. But how fascinating something that we see in the military every single day throughout the world was actually developed here in Somerset. Yesterday, we showed Gary and Maria 2 impressive properties here in Somerset. But what soon became apparent is, even though they have a large pot of money, their requirements for the extended family and their business ideas, well, it was going to stretch that budget to the limit. 2 separate properties, plus the holiday let business and land, we have struggled. So today, with our 3rd property, the mystery house, we're going to put their wish list to one side and show them a home that provides, well, luxurious communal living for one and all. Our 3rd and final visit takes us just under 3.5 miles northeast to the outskirts of the village of Cannington, which lies 3 miles northwest of Bridgewater. Cannington sits on the west bank of the pretty River Parrett and enjoys good local amenities, including 5 pubs. And with its proximity to the Quantock Hills, the village attracts many visitors. There's also a primary school which could be perfect for granddaughter Madison in a few years' time. Half a mile away is our final property, the Mystery House, a converted barn with a former milling room dating back to the 1800s with a pond at its entrance, which I know someone could well have their eye on. So you have your own gates leading into the Mystery House.
Wow. This is all one house?
This is all one house.
Wow.
Well, it doesn't look like a doer-upper.
We thought we're going to show you something completely different, a house that can give both families a fabulous standard of living. How about all under one and the same roof?
That would be fine, as long as we've got enough space for each other, and it looks like there's plenty of space in there. I want to get in.
Do you? Well, that's a good point. Come on, then, let's go.
This grand barn conversion has certainly stepped up from its humble roots to create this rather majestic family home that should do just the trick for not one, but two families.
So, Maria, you were keen to step inside.
Oh, yes.
What do you make of this?
Oh,
Wow.
beautiful.
A beautiful entrance.
So I'm presuming as first impressions go, it's up there.
Oh, it's way up.
Nikki, are you teasing us? Because this does look a very expensive house. Are you teasing us? Or is it in budget?
I'm not giving anything away, but what I will say is the rest of the house is of similar high spec.
Oh, dear.
Off the square reception hall is a sitting room.
This is a nice cosy room, isn't
It's
it?
a lovely
Beautiful.
room.
Yes, we like it, Nikki. We like it.
We do.
We
do.
Wonderful. All right, still more to see.
Off the hallway at the back of the house and up a small stairway is another reception room, a huge space with a curved outer wall.
Oh, they just keep getting better. Oh, my goodness.
Dear, what a room.
This would have been the old mill, the flour mill, yeah. So the horses would have gone round in a track and you'd have had the two stones in the middle.
Yeah.
Because the rest of the barn, believe it or not, was a cowshed or a cow barn.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, well, it's come up in the world.
So far, the fact that our mystery house would mean Maria and Gary and their daughter's family all living under one roof doesn't seem to have put them off. But I can see why. There's bags of room here, including in the kitchen diner.
I'm thinking large families, busy meal times.
It's a lovely family kitchen diner,
Even
isn't
our
it?
dining table will fit in there.
And then, well, Gary, look at that for
That
a
looks
kitchen.
gorgeous.
You know.
That's gorgeous.
The butcher in you, I'm sure, is impressed.
Yes, I can see the old meat block in here. Absolutely lovely. I see some meat hooks. That's a style up there. And the saucepan's up.
There we go. He's starting to feel at home.
Beyond the kitchen is a good-sized utility room, and upstairs is just as impressive as the ground floor. Off a galleried landing, there's a shower room, a single bedroom, 4 double bedrooms all overlooking the front of the house, and the biggest of the 4 has its own ensuite. And at the back of the house, up a few stairs, is the largest of the 6 bedrooms.
So, right at the top of the property, we have the master bedroom.
It's the master. Look at the size of it.
What a lovely shape.
Obviously, this is where the grinding things came through.
Yeah, we're right at
Looks
the
like
very,
it,
very
yeah.
top. And then just to your right
Oh,
is the ensuite.
Oh, nice. I'm sold. I like it.
yeah.
Good.
Our mystery house is selling itself, but there's still more to see. And the back of the property is just as splendid as the front. The cleverly designed gardens are simply beautiful, and there's an outbuilding currently used as a gym, which could be Gary's butcher's domain, but that's not all.
So there is one final thing I need to show you.
Oh, dear.
Oh, it's me koi ponds.
It's not.
You found me somewhere to put me fish.
You've got barbecue area, cum bar.
Koi pond bar. That was you sorted.
Wow, bar as well, yes.
So, what price are you going to put on this converted barn?
I think you've blown it
Do you?
completely out of the water. I would go in at, I don't know, 8:30.
I'd say bang on budget, 800.
Interesting. The asking price for this property is £725,000.
Wow, 725. That is very, very
That's
good.
amazing.
That is amazing price.
And I'm just going to add that if you did have a holiday let business, you'd have to rent it out for quite a few months to make up
You would.
Yeah, you
Yes.
that sort of money, wouldn't
Yes.
No,
Indeed.
that is very, very good. It
That's a
looks as you can-
compromise that works.
you? Now you know the price, why don't you take some time, have a look on your own, and then I'll catch up with you when you're ready.
Lovely.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Thank you.
This striking converted barn is a huge £75,000 under Maria and Gary's budget. And although it doesn't have the holiday let potential, the huge underspend could mean they don't need that extra income. And although it doesn't offer separate living quarters for their daughter's family, there's more than enough room to see them living together. The landscape gardens aren't huge, but they are beautiful, and there's a ready-made pond for Gary's fish at the front and a pool for the family at the back. And there's even an outbuilding which could see Gary carry on his butcher's trade from home.
Absolutely blown away. It looked more of a mansion than a house. And then when we came in, it was just absolutely gorgeous. The one maybe sticking point, sharing that kitchen.
My koi ponds, it's just what I wanted. It's all built in, ready. I can see me fish swimming about in there. It's heated as well, which mine is at home, so it's home from home. It's just absolutely ideal for it. No one's going to get a chance to swim in it as the koi ponds.
All right, you two?
Oh, yes.
Now, having had the time to look around on your own, do you still love it just as much?
Bit more.
Sorry. We need to go and have a chat, don't we? Because that's
Indeed,
it. You've
yes.
seen all three of our properties here in Somerset, and yeah, discussions need to be had.
Absolutely, yes.
Sheep are a familiar sight on the Somerset Hills, and their coats have kept one local company in business for almost 250 years. Fox Brothers of Wellington in the southwest of the county have been producing woolen cloth since 1772. I've come to meet MD Douglas Cordo to find out more about this very local luxury cloth.
What is it about this part of the world that can produce articles like this?
Originally it was the climate, also the colour, the surrounding countryside. You'll see that the colours in this room are the very essence of the hills that we're surrounded by. We have Exmoor, we have the Quantock Hills. You'll see that the tweeds here really pick up on the natural gauzes, the heather colours, and so you'll end up with very understated cloth patterns, but they really, really revert back to the countryside that we're sat in.
But it's not just the cloth shades the company is known for, it's the texture too. Douglas is proud that flannel was invented here, a fabric woven from short fibres giving it an incredibly soft feel. And it's graced the back of many a prestigious gentleman from Cary Grant to Winston Churchill.
It's still pretty much a guarded secret on how we do get that final finish. All of our flannel goes to luxury suit manufacturing, whether it's from Savile Row or to Parisian fashion houses.
It's not only high society whose backs are adorned by the company's cloth. In the 1890s, a request came from the Ministry of Defence for a camouflage colour to be developed to dress the British Army, as their uniform was rather bold.
It was basically because soldiers were wearing bright red, which wasn't ideal in a desert environment, so we came up with a chemical solution of dyeing khaki as we know it today.
But how fascinating something that we see in the military every single day throughout the world was actually developed here in Somerset.
Absolutely, yes.
The archive room we're standing in houses a fascinating historic record of thousands of swatches of cloth dating back to the birth of the company. But it's not just the fabric that's kept on file.
These archive books here hold all the patterns that have been weaving over the years.
My goodness.
And what's really special is that many of the patterns in menswear history originate from these actual books.
Do they?
And we actually have the earliest book here in our archive, which is the 1773 handheld guard book. This would be cloths that the salesman would have been selling at that particular point.
I'm amazed at the colours, they're so bright.
It's incredible. I particularly love these cobalt blues, the rich reds that we have, which relates to the local soil.
I had no idea that a gentleman of the day would wear such vibrant colours.
We often associate menswear with black and white pictures of the era, but if you were to see those same pictures in colour, then I think we would have all been quite amazed by how bright and actually quite dandified they were in that day and age.
Yes.
Little has changed here over the years, although today all of the action takes place in the modern weaving shed just across the road. Up to 4,000 metres of cloth is produced here every week. But before the fabric is woven, it's got to be prepared for the loom, and it's a painstakingly skilled process. Alison Harvey has worked here for 23 years, like 3 generations of her family before her. She prepares every end of yarn before it goes to the loom to be woven into cloth.
Right, this is the drawing in process of making cloth. So each individual end is drawn through one of these eyes
My goodness.
into the correct pattern, ready for weaving.
And every single one is done by hand?
Every single one is done by hand.
How long would it take you to thread a piece of cloth this wide?
This would take a morning.
Would it really?
Yeah.
That seems pretty quick to me.
Fairly quick, yeah.
Alison can draw in up to 8,000 individual yarns per piece of cloth.
And has there been any change, or is it still exactly the same there
It's
when you
the
first
same
started?
way I did it on the very first day I came here.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Lovely. Well, thank you very much.
No problem.
It's good to see a historic Somerset business still in action, but time to find out how we've done with our Somerset houses.
So we've shown Gary and Maria 3 very impressive properties here, all under their budget. But let's hear what they've got to say about them. Well, Gary and Maria, you certainly set us a task, didn't you?
I think all of the properties had something, but this last house just had the wow factor, should we say?
The mystery house.
The house is absolutely outstanding.
The rooms were absolutely gorgeous, the gardens were lovely, the swimming pool.
Koi ponds.
Koi ponds, quickly. I like the way he quickly chips in with that.
Yes, that was an added bonus.
So those fish really are the way to your heart, aren't they?
Yes, they've got to be looked after first. Get the fish looked after and then we'll sort the family out.
Well, we do have to consider your daughter.
If she's got any sense, she'll love it.
So what is the next step, Maria?
It's going to be a phone call, explain what we've seen and ask her to come up and have a look around, I think.
If she loves it, would you be quite happy all living there under one roof?
I do think it's work.
Let us know how you get on. I'll be keeping my fingers crossed that the family love that house as much as we all did. But all the best with the move and with your semi-retirement as well.
Thank you very much, Nicki.
Thanks.
Thank you, Nicki.
Well, Gary and Maria certainly set us a challenge here in Somerset. And although I think we got close with our mystery house, trying to keep 2 families happy was always going to be a tough ask. They've admitted they are going to struggle to get everything they want on their budget. But at least now they seem to realise that a move here is worth a compromise. See you again on Escape to the Country.
Maria and Gary showed their daughter the details of the mystery house, and although she loved it too, she decided that she really does want her own kitchen. So the search for the perfect Somerset property continues, and we wish them all the very best of luck. If you would like to escape to the country in Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales, England, or perhaps even further afield to the continent and need our help, you can apply online at bbc.co.uk/beonashow.